Welcome viewers, this is Jake from DC'sDailyBuzz.com and there's a lot to be discussing today. Let's get started. So first of all is Matt Ryan wants to play John Constantine on the upcoming HBO Max Justice League Dark TV show. Now, before I start, discussing or talking about this topic, I love Matt Ryan and I have nothing against this actor. He's did a wonderful job on all of the DC animated movies. He's done a great job in his live action solo TV show. Unfortunately, it got canceled, and he's also doing a wonderful job in Legends of Tomorrow. I don't watch the show actually, but I've seen some few clips. That's the thing. So the things that I'd love this to be away from the Arrowverse. Now, I'm not a huge fan of the Arrowverse due to a lot of reasons. One of them is being that the Arrowverse is not super accurate to the comics. It's a bit controversial at some point, but comic book creators can agree on this, that the Arrowverse shows might provide you with great content for 2 seasons, and damn hell, they go downhill. I'm not sure why, what goes on in the production process. I still don't know. So the things that I want a new actor to be playing John Constantine. And as much as I'd love to see a shared universe, which is a thing I've been demanding since forever, I don't feel like Matt Ryan's Constantine would be a perfect fit. At the end of the day, he's super linked to the Arrowverse. He's appeared in the last crossover event, Crisis on Infinite Earth. So I feel like Justice League Dark should be this high-budget show where it's kind of set in the extended universe, maybe. Honestly, I don't know. You can call me crazy at some point, but I feel like the Justice League Dark show should be a complete different adoption to all the characters with complete new elements in the show. And as much as I'd love to see the same version of Swamp Thing that we got back last year on the DC Universe, it's still, I don't know. I really don't know. It's different, I mean, we can't really assume and judge, but I would still love to see Swamp Thing, the same version of Swamp Thing on the upcoming Justice League Dark TV show. But the case is that Swamp Thing is not moving to the CW, but the CW acquired the rights for the show, which I'm also kind of against this point. I mean, God, we don't want the DC Universe to be canceled. And actually, I will be discussing this also. We'll be discussing what's going to happen to the future, the future of the DC Universe. So what do you guys think about Matt Ryan playing John Constantine? He's not playing, but what do you think? If he could possibly play this role on the upcoming Justice League Dark show. What do you think? The second topic is Doom Patrol is setting to premiere on June 25th on both the DC Universe and HBO Max. And honestly, Doom Patrol is this spectacular show that actually deserved a second chance. And I'm actually super hyped about this. I'm really excited. It's a wonderful show. And honestly, I feel like it's also a great way to, make people reach out for HBO Max, because a lot of people, you can rely on comic book fans to be subscribing to the DC Universe at the end of the day. Because there will be those people who are just random people who will be subscribing to the streaming service, HBO Max, I mean by that. They're going to be like, yeah, we're not huge, we watch the comic book movies, but we're not huge fans. We're not this invested in the DC comic book, live action adoptions. But then they're going to be like, oh, I'm willing to give it a shot, and they're going to end up loving it. So I don't think Doom Patrol will be canceled anytime soon, especially if it does great on HBO Max. So this is wonderful. Now, the third topic is the future of the DC Universe. Now, I'll be setting a picture here of the original lineup for the DC Universe, because before I get into what's going to happen in the future, or more like do predictions, I want to state that the DC Universe has gone to a lot of problems in the production process, and it's not at its best state at the moment. So the original lineup starts with Titans back in 2018, early 2018, or actually mid 2018. They provided us with this picture that there's Titans, there's Doom Patrol, the third season of Young Justice, Stargirl, Swamp Thing, and Harley Quinn. Now, Titans was set to premiere on October fall 2018, exclusively to the US on the DC Universe, and internationally on Netflix, and this went fine. Now, Titans was a huge success. I adore this show. It's my favorite at the moment. It's my favorite comic book show. Honestly, I love the show so much. I can't say the same thing about the second season. It was not that good, but the first season was beyond epic. It may be not, the PG-13 classic 2016 Titans. It's more like a live action adoption to the 80s comics, which I adore. I'm not a huge fan of the new 52s. I've been always a fan of the older comics. That's why I love this show. Anyways, so Titans did great. It did according to plans. Now, right after Titans, we had Young Justice on January, which was also set to premiere on January, and it did wonderful. The first half and the second half was on June, exclusively to the DC Universe, and that's it. Right after Young Justice, we had on February, we had Doom Patrol, the first season of Doom Patrol. It did a phenomenal job. It received well from critics. It had a great storyline. We all loved the show, and everything was just going fine. Then we started hearing about some production problems with Swamp Thing being canceled and stuff, and we got the show in May. Sadly, it got canceled. It's actually, I love the show more than I love Doom Patrol at some point. I don't know, it brought something completely new, a superhero TV show, more like a comic book TV show, is something new we've never seen before. Also, it had a high budget, obviously, and this is what really helped. This is the cool thing I like about the DC Universe. And it's completely different. It has a complete different vibe, a complete different appeal than all the other DC TV shows, and that's why I actually enjoyed it so much. Swamp Thing premiered on May, and then on March 2019 we had the first official look on Brett Bassinger as Stargirl, which I was insanely hyped about, and we're also going to be getting into Stargirl right after we're done with this topic. So Stargirl was set to be premiering, to be released on the streaming service, on the streaming platform on August 2019. Sadly, it was pushed to next year, which is right now 2020. They said it's going to be the first quarter of 2020. I was actually, I was like, yeah, 2019 may be a busy year, a lot of movies and stuff, but I wish they sticked around with this decision, the original decision. Anyways, it happened. So here we started to get our first problem, that Stargirl is not going according to its original plans. And let's just head back to Doom Patrol. Doom Patrol went according to the original plans, but sadly it's moving to HBO Max. So it's not a DC Universe exclusive anymore. That's the thing. And the same thing right now goes with Stargirl. Now, I'm not sure. I've heard this from different sources that the producers of Stargirl were like, this show's so great that we need everyone to see it. So, how about broadcasting it on a television network, and what could be a perfect fit for that other than the CW television network, which I think it's a terrible decision. I'll be getting to that, the fourth topic. But here we started to get problems, we're not getting exclusive content anymore. It's first of all, Doom Patrol, now Stargirl. Now, here we got into our first problem. Now, on October 2019, Harley Quinn was supposed to debut, but they had to push it because the second season of Titans, Titans got renewed for a second season and they wanted to release it. So Harley Quinn was set into December 2019, and everything went just fine. Was great. The second season of Titans was not bad, was not good. I don't know. I don't really want to discuss that. Harley Quinn did a fantastic job. It got renewed for a second season right after a month, something like that. We got the second season, which is something completely new that has never happened before, getting a second season right after the first season is done, in a month? God, that proves how great the show is. Now here, I'm going to be also talking about that Harley Quinn is not an exclusive to the DC Universe anymore, which is insane. This is crazy. It's not an exclusive to the DC Universe anymore because it's also going to be on Sci-Fi. It's another television network, which I feel like Stargirl could have been better if it was on Sci-Fi, honestly, other than the CW. Anyways, so Harley Quinn is not an exclusive to the DC Universe anymore. Stargirl is not an exclusive. Doom Patrol is not an exclusive. Titans is basically available on Netflix internationally. So the future of the DC universe, is the DC universe going to survive this? Now, I've read this today that Brenton Thwaites wants to be cut off. He wants to cut off the deal or the contract with the DC universe. About his role playing Dick Grayson, aka Robin or Nightwing. So where does this put us in? Where do we stand? Are we getting a fourth season of Titans, or are they just going to cancel? I've also read another post that says there will be a spin-off show if Brenton Thwaites decides on leaving. Honestly, this sounds like a huge mess. It's highly possible that Doom Patrol will be an exclusive to HBO Max. Now, Stargirl, I hope that the CW does not pick up the show if it gets canceled. I mean, God, the last thing you want is the CW working on a female superhero show. They always screw up when it comes to their female characters. I don't know. Anyways, where were we? The future of the DC universe. So, and Swamp Thing is already canceled. Actually, I forgot to talk about Swamp Thing, but I guess we already mentioned that with the original plans. Swamp Thing got canceled. So what do you guys think? I mean, the DC universe doesn't have an exclusive thing anymore. I mean, people are not dumb. They're going to be like, yeah, why should I subscribe to Harley Quinn if it's on Sci-Fi? Why should I subscribe to watch Stargirl if it's on the CW, even if it's like a 1 day later on? I mean, I can just wait and watch it. It's no big deal. Is it worth the money? I know that the DC universe has digital comics to offer, and that's like the main reason I subscribed is that because I'm able to read the comics digitally instead of buying a hard copy. But at the end of the day, people are not dumb. They're not paying for one streaming platform. They're paying for much more. I mean, this is the era where we actually have streaming services competing against one another. There is a lot of platforms out there, and people are not subscribed to one. I'm hearing a lot of people are subscribed to two. Not to mention that Disney Plus is also competing against them. HBO Max, you've got Hulu, you've got Netflix, of course, which is I'm pretty sure everybody's subscribed to Netflix these days. I mean, I honestly don't know. I mean, the DC universe could survive with comics. I mean, they're going to be like, yeah, this is the application. This is the place where the hardcore DC fans subscribe to read the DC comics, and that's it. And they can also watch the older movies and the old shows that nobody watches anymore. And we're going to be lessing the price. It's going to be maybe $5 per month. You get to read online comics. You get to watch the old movies, the old shows, and that's it. No exclusive content. When it comes to shows and movies, I mean. So I really don't know, honestly. But we'll see. I hope what I'm saying turns out to be false. I hope Stargirl sticks around to the DC universe exclusively. I hope Harley Quinn sticks around to be an exclusive to the DC universe as well. Doom Patrol staying on both looks right. I hope Titans doesn't get canceled anytime soon. Man, I adore this show, but after the second season, I feel like 4 seasons will be more than enough. Anyways, so the fourth and the final topic that I've been wanting to do this video about Stargirl for decades. Now, Stargirl, since the very first moment back in summer 2018, I remember this specifically, at the San Diego Comic-Con, it was announced that there is a Stargirl TV show that's set to air in the upcoming year, 2019, which is last year, on August. I was insanely hyped about the show because I'm a huge fan of the Stargirl character. I'm a huge fan of the comics. Honestly, I love Stargirl's character so much that I wanted to know more what they can actually do with a live-action adaptation and away from the CW, for sure. I was excited because, first of all, it's not only on the DC universe, it's not on the CW. Second of all, it's the guy who invented the character. The same guy who debuted the character in the comics, Jeff Johns, is attached to this project, not as a main producer, but also as a main showrunner. So this is not going to be super accurate to the comics only. This is going to be just like the Christopher Reeves era, where you have the comic book characters portrayed directly from the comics right into live action. You feel like, wow, I'm actually watching a comic book, with a great budget, great acting. And actually, I felt like when they announced the cast, I was like, man, this looks promising. The cast is wonderful. I mean, God, And then we had our first look on Breck as Stargirl, as Courtney Whitmore, and I was like, damn, the suit looks amazing. God, the suit looks wonderful. It gave me some Man of Steel vibes. It's kind of the same material, not the same, but it kind of feels like the same. And the suit didn't look cheap at all. It looks super accurate to the comics. Brick looks wonderful. You got Jeff Johns as a main showrunner. God, this is going to be amazing. This is going to be new, and I knew it. And I've actually wanted to do this video way before we got our promos, our trailers, before people started talking about how great the show is. I was expecting this to happen. I wish I did that video earlier. Anyways, so the main thing here, why move Stargirl to the CW? Now, the Arrowverse, obviously, they have their own Stargirl. They have their own version of Stargirl that appeared on Legends of Tomorrow, the second season in 2016. Now, I know people are going to be like, yeah, it's the multiverse, other alternate versions of the characters appears, blah, blah, blah. I know that. But at the end of the day, it's a complete different version of the character. It's not the same, They're not resembling the same version that was on Legends, It's a complete different origin story, a complete different cast, complete different main lead, a complete different origin story. This is different. This is completely different. And I don't feel like making this, as part of the Arrowverse. Now, it hasn't been officially confirmed. I mean, we had a cameo in Crisis on Infinite Earths, but just like she had a cameo, Swamp Thing, Doom Patrol, and Titans, they all had cameos. I mean, even 2011's Ryan Reynolds, the big fail of all time, the Green Lantern had a cameo on this. So you can't really consider her a part of the Arrowverse unless we have an official crossover between any interactions between her and other Arrowverse characters. So the things that moving this to the CW is not making you lose subscribers at the same time, yet it's also going to give people a messed up situation. I mean, I've had it with having multiple versions of each character. I honestly I've had it. I've had enough. I mean, Titans has their own Bruce Wayne. We had our CW Bruce Wayne, which was Kevin Conroy. And we already have Matt Reeves' upcoming Batman movie that's going to be starring Robert Pattinson. So it's like we keep on having different versions of each character. And at some point they act different. I mean, Iron Gleam acted completely different than the version we had on the CW. I know that Kevin Conroy was resembling the Kingdom Come persona, but at the end of the day, we're having alternate versions of each character being played by complete different actors, and I freaking hate it. I mean, come on, when are we gonna ever get the chance to get a linked universe where we have the same people playing their same parts on the small screen, reprise their roles on the silver screen? Are we ever gonna get this? I mean, Stargirl was like the perfect, a potentially great opportunity for DC Comics, for Warner Bros. To link the television universe with the big screen extended universe. Because basically, Jeff Johns is attached on both. The upcoming Black Adam movie, which will be starring The Rock as the main producer, as also as the main protagonist. And Jeff Johns was also a main showrunner / main producer on Stargirl. Stargirl is basically super accurate to the comics. It's super accurate to the source material. And since Jeff Johns is like the bridge between those two projects, we could have actually had Stargirl, the same actress, Brick Bassinger, reprising her role as Courtney Whitmore on the big screen and also playing her role on the small screen. Fans are going to be like, wow, who's this character? She's awesome. Why aren't we getting a movie about Stargirl? And Stargirl has her own TV show. Really? Where? It's on the DC universe. This is going to be making people subscribe to the streaming platform. It's going to make you win way more subscribers because once people see her on the big screen, they're going to be more invested into her character. That is going to lead them to subscribe to your streaming service. And it's also a great way to link both universes because I've honestly had it. I mean, Dwayne Johnson said that he doesn't want Stargirl to be a member of his upcoming Justice Society because of the TV show. And I understand. I mean, he doesn't want to get involved into this big problem that happened back when Ezra Miller got casted as the Flash. I mean, let's be real. Dwayne Johnson knows his stuff. And I honestly felt bad because Stargirl is one of the most important Justice Society members that I was honestly left out of words because, wow. I mean, I'm happy that there won't be another version of Stargirl, but at the same time, I was pissed off because why not have Brick on your screen? I understand now not having her on the screen because it's going to be like, okay, now Stargirl is on the CW, so why not bring Tyler Hoechlin's Superman on the big screen then? I mean, which is a terrible idea, by the way. The concept itself makes me want to throw up. Sorry. Sounds completely ridiculous. I honestly don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, at some point, it's intimidating to think of, wow, are we still going to keep on getting alternate versions of each character? Are we going to finally get a linked universe? I mean, the DC universe was the perfect opportunity for Warner Bros. To link the small screen characters with the big screen ones on the silver screen. I mean, we could have basically had Brenton Thwaites the Grayson interact with Robert Pattinson, or maybe feature Ben Affleck on one episode of Titans. I know this might cost you a fortune, but pay for it, and then this is gonna lead more people to reach out to your platform and subscribe. I mean, honestly, Warner Bros. Needs someone to guide them. They need someone to maintain the whole DC universe. And I've honestly had it. I mean, days ago, it was announced that Henry Cavill will be reprising his role as Superman, that the Supergirl solo movie is set on the lay-low for a while, that Warner Bros. Wants to keep moving forward with Superman. At the end of the day, Superman is the main face of DC. And right on the CW, there is a CW Superman and Lois Adventures TV show, which I mean, no comment. I mean, they've added him 2 sons. Okay, no comment. I mean, Warner Bros., are you really devoted for DC Comics, or are you just screwing up just like what you always do? I mean, when it comes to the movies, they're honestly doing great. Joker, Aquaman, Shazam, Wonder Woman 1984, Birds of Prey, which was acceptable. Honestly, I love this movie. Black Adam, the upcoming Black Adam, the upcoming Suicide Squad. I mean, Warner Bros. Is actually doing great with their movies. But when it comes to the small screen, they keep on screwing up. I mean, the CW is doing their shit. They're inflicting their shit on the comic book genre. And it's like Warner Bros. TV is not stopping them. I mean, okay, here's what you can do. Tyler Hoechlin's Superman show's already shooting. I think they got a full season order, which sounds insane, beyond insane. Why can't you just shoot a pilot and see how it receives, or just cancel it because Henry Cavill is supposed to be reappearing, reprising his role as Superman in the upcoming movie project. Now, supposedly, I'm saying. So Tyler Hoechlin's version at some point will be affecting. Trust me. I mean, that's the main reason we didn't have any Wonder Woman, cameos or Wonder Woman parts in the Crisis on Infinite Earths, because they don't really want to affect how the movie does in the box office. And I think, I'm not sure, but this is my theory, that the reason they killed Wonder Girl on Titans was because of maybe Wonder Woman 1984 is setting up a Wonder Girl, like a Wonder Woman sidekick in the third movie, maybe, or they just don't want any other characters to interact or to interfere in how well the movie does in the box office and how highly it ranks. So that's it, guys. I know I've talked a lot. I've discussed a lot of controversial topics, but that's it for today's video. There will be a lot of news coverage coming up on my channel. Make sure to be subscribed. Peace out. This is me signing off.